Hi everyone, I'm Neha, Assistant Professor, BCA Cloud Technology and Information Security Management, St. Teresa's College. So in the last class, we covered the topic types of virus and worms and countermeasures. So let's move to the next topic, controls to address virus and worms and security terminologies. So in this slide, we can learn deeply about different control measures to address virus and worms and various security terminologies used in this subject. So let's start with the controls to address virus and worms. We all know that many cyber attacks are happening all around the world. So organizations and each and every individuals are facing many risks due to malwares. When risks are identified, corresponding organizations will come up with a solution to tackle the malware attacks. So we shall go through the various controls. First one is managerial or administrative controls. Managers are responsible for the security of the system or information resource manager or a network manager or the administrator of the network. So some of their activities include configuration of software, installation and documentation, and checks and audits. So the first activity of the manager is configuration of the software. It includes configuration of antivirus software and other softwares of the organization. It also includes detection of malwares or ignore other suspicious codes in the system, and frequent updation and upgrading of the software also performed. The next is installation and documentation. It helps the managers in tracking next updates of the software and its maintenance. And last one is checks and audits. It deals with regular checking and audits of installed softwares like antivirus, firewalls, etc. So next is procedural control. Procedural control is a combination of various procedures laid out for the users of the system to follow. Such procedures act as controls to save organizations from malware disaster. So the procedures include policies that make users follow certain rules while at work. So let us have a look at some of such procedures. First one is training. Training mainly includes the proper awareness of all the softwares and importance of assets in an organization. And second one is awareness of admin policies. So employees in the organization should be aware of all the policies in their organization. Third one is data storage policy. It helps in uh, data backup and recovery of data. And last one is physical security. Physical security is also important as system security. Physical security describes security measures that are designed to deny unauthorized access to facilities, equipments, and resources, and to protect personal and property from damage or harm. So moving on to the next slide. So third one is technical control. So here we have to check the proper working of components like networks, servers, etc. To secure the systems from the various malware attacks, we have to take some protection measures. They are proper knowledge about organization's network architecture. So network architecture is the complete framework of organization's computer network. It includes hardware components used for communication, cabling and device types, network layout, etc. Then next is firewall. Firewall helps in filtering unwanted traffics and monitor suspicious activities in organization's network. And we have to use updated antivirus software and conduct scanning for identifying any malwares. So last one is access control. It's a security technique that regulates who or what can view, use, or access a place or other resources in an organization. So it is a fundamental concept in physical security and information security designed to minimize risk. So our next topic is security terminologies, which include various terms used in cybersecurity. So first one is access control. I have already told about access control in previous slide, and the next one is access control list. Access control list are permission-based systems that assign people in an organization different levels of access to files and information. They function as permission slips, indicating that a user needs to open a particular network device, file, or other information. And the next one is ARPANET. Its expanded form is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. It is the first wide area packet switching network. It was the forerunner of the internet. And then next one is auditing. Auditing is checking the system policies and procedures frequently. And then authentication. Authentication is the process of verifying the identity of a person or device. A common example is entering username and passwords when you log into a website. Then biometrics may also be used for authentication. So next one is authorization. It allows the user access to various resources based on the user's identity. And then next one is bandwidth. It is the maximum rate of data transfer across a given path. And then bridge. A bridge or network bridge or bridging is a device that connects two LANs. LAN means local area network or two segments of the same LAN. And then next is broadcast. It is a group of communication where a sender sends data to receivers simultaneously. So next is cache. It can be either a reserved section of main memory or an independent high-speed storage device. Two types of cache are commonly used, memory and disk. And the next is cipher. Cipher is a processing in which plain text is converted into ciphertext using encryption method to secure the data. And the next is cryptography. Cryptography is a science of storing and transmitting data using encoding and decoding so that only authorized person can read and process it. And the next is encryption. Encryption is a method of encoding the data or information in such a way that only authorized person can have access to that particular data. And the next is asset. An asset can be logical like website information or other data, or physical such as computer system, etc. And the next is attack. An attack is an intentional or unintentional act which causes damage to information. For example, a hacker attempting to break into an information system is an intentional attack. So a damage due to fire caused by lightning in a building is an unintentional attack. So next is digital certificate. It is an electronic password that allows a person, organization, or that allows a person and organization to exchange data securely over the internet. And the next is DNS. DNS works much like a phone book by managing the mapping between names and numbers. So humans access information online through domain names like teresas.ac.in, espn.com, etc. So DNS translates domain names into IP address so browsers can load internet resources. And the next is risk. So the possibility that something wrong or unwanted will happen is called risk. And then next one is standards. So it is a document which describes the formally authorized method to achieve security. So a standard will explain what will be used to carry out a policy. So for example, suppose the policy is that the internal users have to use a single corporate mail client. Then the standard says that the client will be Outlook. So next is threat. A threat is an event which is natural or man-made that can cause damage to information or information asset. Threats include breaking into network to steal the information, fire, malicious employee, etc. The next is exploit. It is a technique used to compromise a system. Then next is vulnerability. It is a weakness or fault in a system. Some examples of vulnerabilities are a flaw in a software package, and then unlocked door, etc. So next is firewall. Firewall is a network security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined rules. It is a barrier between a trusted internal network and untrusted external network such as internet. And the next is gateway. It is a hardware device that acts as a gate between two networks. So it may be a router, firewall, server, or other devices that enables traffic to flow in and out of the network. So next is kernel. Kernel is basically a bridge between software and hardware of the system. The basic difference that distinguish kernel and operating system is that operating system is the package of data and software that manages the resource of the system, and the kernel is the important program in the operating system. And the next is MAC address, Media Access Control Address, is a hardware identification number that uniquely identifies each device on a network. Then malicious code is a kind of harmful computer code or web script designed to create system vulnerabilities leading to backdoors, security breaches, etc. So next is password authentication protocol. It is used to validate users. And the next one is Windows registry. It is a blueprint of everything goes on your PC and how it fits together. So this is our last topic of this module, security trends. Today, the security of systems has been under tremendous risk because of the ever-evolving nature of the malware, including virus and worms. So there has been research happening globally to tackle these threats, but today you will find these threats have become pervasive. So they are not only transmitted through user systems, but also through any systems that is connected to the network, including television and cameras. So we shall have a look at some of the security threats. Uh, First one is threats from insiders on rise. So according to Warmetrics Insider Report 2015, 89% organizations globally felt that the insider threats are increasing. And the next one is lack of updates in security policies. So lack of updates is causing the loss of data, not only the data but also the goodwill of the organization. Then small vendors are easier targets of attackers. And then last one is attacks through connected hardware. For example, IoT, that is Internet of Things, a network of internet connected objects able to collect and exchange data, that is into IoT. Some of the examples of how we use IoT in our daily lives include smart applications, smart security systems, smart locks and smart doorbells, home automation, etc. So here in this module we have discussed malware, virus and worms, and we have also discussed infection vectors of virus and worms and different controls to deal with virus and worms. So thank you.